Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Varanasi, or maybe goodbye, Varanasi. I'm already finishing this yatra. Yatra is the word that it's used as a pilgrimage for the Hinduism. So they are doing spiritual trips, spiritual journeys to visit sacred places like Varanasi is one of the most important cities for all Hinduism, where you can find many replicas of different temples. It's also a city that it's mentioned to be one of the oldest cities in the world. Some places they say it is the oldest. I am not sure if it's the oldest or not, but maybe or surely it can be one of the oldest. You can see in the way the city is designed, it's like a maze, like very, very narrow alleys. And I got this since the first or second day that I arrived. I was in the hostel and I was feeling really light, like a very light body. This was very interesting to perceive because it's a sensation that maybe I haven't had before. And I was wondering, why do I feel like this? Like I feel it was not a bad experience. It was like, wow, why I feel like, like floating around. And then I found out that the city is designed as a mandala, as a yantra. Yantra is sacred geometry. And then ancient yogis were trying to reply the geometry from cosmos putting here in the city. So the city was designed as a mandala. I already mentioned putting different layers according to, let's say, the different bodies that they believe in Samkhya or in Hinduism. They say that we have five different bodies. We have the physical body, we have the mental body, because the mind is not in the brain. The mind should be all around, and we perceive everything with the mind. So you can have the mind in the leg, you can perceive outside. So you have the mind body, you have the energy body, you have the blissful body, and then you have like these types of body, but also like the five elements, and then the series design in this way. So I don't know if this was something to do with that, or it was just like a coincidence that this happened. But I got this perception, and this was one of the things that then called more my attention since the beginning. Then I met this group. It was a friend of Sadhna. Sadhna is a spiritual practice. I met her in Thailand, and then we were also with some of her friends. That one of them is a Brahmin from the south. Brahmin is like a priest, people who take care of the ceremonies in the temples of the goddess and goddesses, because here the female energy is still very alive. That's something very interesting about Hinduism, that they are, number one, they are really devotees. You can see this, for example, here in this city, that is a yatra city, a pilgrimage city, and then people will come for these big processions and ceremonies, and you can see the temples fully crowded. So how people live their spirituality here is really, it's really impressive. And it's not only a male spirituality like maybe in Western or in these Abrahamic religions, that it's only one God, and normally this God we see it as a male god, and then here they have both aspects. You have Shiva, you have Shakti, you have the consciousness, but you have the energy, and these two aspects that create the duality that allows attention to have a 3D dimension or a creation with this tension, and then it's very alive, this Devi energy in many forms. The same as they have many gods, they have also many goddesses, but it's basically one, like the main god Mahadev and the main god Mahadevi. So it's just like, maybe I'm saying this wrong, because as I understand, Mahadev is one of the names for Shiva, but then you have like these three main gods, like Brahman, Shiva, Vishnu. So I don't know how to call like the mixture of these three. Anyway, I don't want to create more confusion, or maybe yes, because there is also coming from Samkhya. Samkhya is the base of Hinduism. Now we call it Hinduism because this is the name that we learn in Western, but Samkhya is coming from Sanatana, and Sanatana is also a philosophy from Samkhya, which is the base from yoga. And then some of these two branches, either Sanatana or Samkhya, will talk about Advaita Vedanta or Advaita Vedanta, which is non-duality. If you are new to this concept, it's something that I would invite you to research about. about this non-separation of my self-perception of my ego, and ego not in a bad way of my this is mine and I don't want to share. Ego in terms of me, myself, and I, as a personality different as yours, and this is very normal to perceive because we didn't learn anything else. We didn't learn that maybe there is only just one consciousness experiencing in different mirrors, and then you are just one mirror, and then we can be mirroring each other's. So yeah, this is an interesting concept, and then they are mixing these two energies because they have these two polarities. You have the male, you have the female energies. It doesn't have to do with your orientation or whatever. It's just like two polarities that are there and we cannot deny. So anyway, these were things that I enjoyed about the city. Things that I didn't enjoy so much were the city can be intense in terms also of the amount of people, of the amount of noise, and sadly the amount of garbage. So the city can be perceived really dirty. Like walking mostly in the night when one day I was walking in the alleys that these are the alleys. Maybe, yeah, as you can see, maybe there is not so much things to do. There is no vegetation. That was also something that caught my attention. I was like, okay, I need fresh air, like where are the trees? Where is where are the plants? Where is the vegetation? It's just like concrete alleys and concrete houses and not very well maintained, and uh, they try to cover it with graffiti, or most than graffiti is like a urban art, like pictures of Shiva, mostly of goddesses, of gods, or like symbols and things that make it feel a little bit more alive and more clean. But you cannot deny that it's very polluted. And then I remember one day I was walking in this that looks like a maze. Also, this was challenging at some points in the mornings, or the first time that I was trying to find the hostel. It's just like walking in a maze, literally, because the alleys can be so narrow, and then you have here like a turn left, but then the Google Maps is just complicated. So anyway, I was walking, and then people throwing garbage, like bags of garbage from the windows. So yeah, this made me feel a little bit disappointed and a little bit uncomfortable, and I had unpleasant sensations while experiencing this, because such a beautiful and powerful city, I guess this time ago should be a stunning place, like very magical, very mystical place, which is still, you can feel part of this energy still now. But well, I think like ups and downs. I mean, I don't want to say like something is good, something is bad. Something is in cycles. The nature moves in cycles. You have a day, you have the night, you have the sun, you have the moon, you have the spring, winter, autumn. Everything keeps in cycles. So also in these cycles, that it's also measured by yantras. Yantras, the same as I was talking about sacred geometry. There is also jantras, these geometries in the cycles of time, and also yogis used to measure time with this. So anyway, it's part of the experience. It's part of what I can share about Varanasi. I had a beautiful moment when I was meditating in the Nepali temple. Nepali temple is in the main complex, and you have space where you can sit and just be watching the cremation ground. So you can really have a perception of impermanence. And I really feel grateful for being alive, for having this opportunity of traveling, of experiencing these uncomfortable sensations that they are saying, okay, this is a yatra, this is a spiritual pilgrimage. So it doesn't matter if it's comfortable, if it's not comfortable. We are here to observe how we react in these situations, because we can also mirror ourselves and understand better of ourselves when we face these kind of situations. So everything is a lesson, and that was another lesson to be experienced. maybe 1 2 days after this beautiful experience of meditating in impermanence, I had a very tough day where I was just feeling not good. And then I decided, okay, it's time to leave India for a bit, take a break. So I am doing my border run. I'm going to Nepal. And then I don't know what's going to happen. There is an offering of going to the south with these people in Tamil Nadu, in Chidambram, helping with some projects that they have of developing an ashram. So that sounds exciting. And yeah, this is what I can share about this trip. Maybe I would remember more details and I can put them after. I hope everybody has an amazing time and that this can be useful for someone.